Good morning, everybody. Wazzy, I see Waz. Cracking me up this morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, I get my first giggle from Wazzy Wazer. I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to just do it. Apparently, the number one sign that a person is gullible is the hair on their knuckles. Hair on their knuckles. So now that I've said that, the number two sign is looking for it. How gullible are you? How hairy are your knuckles? Free. The number one sign is there's hair on your knuckles. Number two sign, you're looking for it, you goofball. Okay. Oh, thanks, Waz. I needed that. That's lovely, Jesus. No, that's a different That's a different syndrome. That's a different syndrome, situational. That was actually funny. I told Waz, you're stupid. You're really not supposed to tell your friends they're stupid. Okay, but in that case, I had to say, Waz, you're stupid. Good morning. Hit the like buttons. Hit the like buttons, please. Por favor. Those like buttons. They like to be liked. Don't you? If you were a like button, would you want somebody to like you? Huh? It's a pretty basic question. Like a button like a like button likes you. Something like that. The golden like rule. Okay? The golden like rule. Is Sarah Bear here this morning? Is there a Sarah Bear here this morning? Let me know if you guys see Sarah Bear. I want to read something she sent me. It's kind of actually really cool. Kind of actually. What does that mean? Where's Sarah Bear? Sarah, you out there? Let me know. In the meantime, take one more minute, give you guys all hugs and lugs. Do you guys think we should give these away today? Should these end up in somebody else's supplemental pantry? Huh? What do we think? I'm thinking that these end up in somebody's supplemental pantry. Everybody will be happier for it. Okay? We're going to probably give all three of those away. 3 different people today. Yeah? That's what we grow in Detroit. That's how we do it. Okay. All right. We're going to give 3 of those away today. So I don't see Sarah Bear here yet, but if she comes around, we'll grab her. Grab her, give her a donut, and don't let her go. Good morning. Okay. We're going to try something new this morning. Herbie, see, what's such a good trick? What's such a good trick is what I've been doing. Have you guys gotten it? Has any of you yet? Good morning. Have any of you received a package from Bob's yet that's got camouflage, suit camouflage? I like doing it. Has anybody has anybody received a camouflage package? They get a recipe card, and depending on the size of the order, some might put an envelope of mushroom soup in there. You did, Queenie? Is it a good camel? Is it a good? Is it a good? Seriously, from your end, does it look like official? Like if somebody was poking through it, oh, this is. Does it, Queenie? Does it look pretty good? Because honestly, of course, my end, I'm thinking, yeah, but you guys can go, not necessary. Okay, Rodman, you got a recipe? Okay, okay. Some people are like, Pops, I tried the tincture and I didn't see pink elephants. Yeah, I know. It was a double extract tincture, so it was even watered down a little bit, but you will get the medicinal effects that we'll talk about later from mushrooms from the tincture. You don't get, you're not looking to go to Australia and see Jesus on a drop or two. Okay? So that's the advice, Sue. Don't look to get buzzed. Just take a drop or two in the morning under your tongue. And you're getting the medicinal effects. You just have to trust it because it's true. It's there. You watched us grow. You watched us do it from scratch. So I feel bad for the people there was a guy, it's about 3 years ago. I was pretty new online community here. There was a guy who was doing a pretty successful job of undercover selling liquid culture. And he got a kind of a little bit of a following on IG because he was the liquid culture guy. And his prices were just, whoa, nobody could believe it. For about 6 weeks. He was the big shot for about, everybody's telling everybody, oh, this guy's got this. For about 6 weeks. Okay? Until everybody started finding out the guy was sending you clouded water. And then, boop, page disappears, Cash App disappears, everything disappeared. The guy went on a rampage for about 6 weeks, took advantage of everybody, sold him the phony baloney. Yeah. I remember I'm sitting here acting like he's such a bad guy. Pops did the same thing. Only it wasn't liquid culture. And I was like 16 years old. Yeah, it was snot water herb. Until people started finding out. Turning green everything they touched. And yeah, it was crap. Anyways, Pops, I wasn't selling liquid culture, but I did do this. I got a clear piece of like a document protector, clear page, and we cut it up into tiny little 1/4-inch squares. We wouldn't stood out in front of, where was it? The Coliseum in Los Angeles, the Rolling Stones concert, and a friend of mine and myself were selling acid tabs, clear acid tabs, window pane for sale. We sold a bunch of those little dumb little things. We were on the corner. We said we'd give it about 30 minutes and then we got to get out of here. And we did. We ripped off, we probably made for kids a couple $100. I'll never forget that, and I have forgiven myself. If you were one of the people I sold one of those to, please write to me. I'll make it right. Okay, I will make it right to you. If you were one of the people that I sold one of those to, we were rotten. Okay, I was repelling. What? Either that or we were creative. Which one was it? Hey, can you imagine? What a bummer, though. You think you're taking a hit of acid and you go to the concert and you're like, where is that little rat? Okay? So I'm trying to make up for it now, you guys. Okay? But I'm trying to make up for it now. And I'm honest, honestly. If you were one of the people that I ripped off, that would have been 1971-ish. 1971. And you guys were going to the Rolling Stones concert, okay, in Los Angeles at the Coliseum. I owe you. I'll even double. I would think we were charging $5 a hit even. So I'll send you a 10 spot of a supplemental situation. Okay? Jesus Christ is writing to me. I knew it. I love that guy. Okay, wait for it. So creativity's always been important to me. Creativity. Let's do something we haven't done here before. You want to do something we haven't done here before? Let's talk about creativity. Oh, Jesus Christ, get out of here. Jesus Christ is amortizing the amount. There's Sarah Bear. Let me get started with Sarah Bear before we go further. Let me tell you guys what's going on with Sarah Bear. Good morning, Sarah Bear. Good morning. I want to read this. Okay, so if you guys remember yesterday, we did a giveaway, a scale game, and Pops totally cheated. I didn't do it on purpose, but I did do it. It was supposed to be the person's closest to the number, and then they got to go to the spin to win. And somehow Sarah Bear got on there because I said her name right at the beginning, and her number wasn't that close to the winning number. But I'll be honest with you, when I did it, there was something. This is a true story. When I did it, there was something in my universe, universal conscience, that said, just keep her on the list. Just keep her on the list. I know she's not close, and you can apologize to everybody, but she's on, and then the other 4 people really were close on their number. But I didn't feel bad about it because I was just listening to my inner voice. When Sarah Bear went to write me her address, like I asked you guys to do, she did a great job. This is what she wrote me. And it sure made me glad that I listened. It made me glad that I listen more than I usually now and every day. I mean, as I grow in my own internal conscience and I learn to be quieter, believe it or not. Hi, Pops. Thank you for including me to be selected as the prize winner. Also, thank you for your generosity in doing these contests. The number I guessed was 8.08. And if you guys remember, the actual thing was like 9.4 or 9.3 something. So I was off. She then sends, she goes, the number I guessed, 8.08, happens to also exist within my email address. And she sends me her email address, and her email address has 808 in it. The email is due to my love for the music made with the 808 bass machine. Bass machine. I'm fishing and she playing music. I figured the fruit would weigh at least over 8, since the one yesterday did. So, of course, that was the first number that came into my head. Speaking of music, I wanted to share a song with you. So you see, we were connecting somehow, and seriously. And I didn't used to believe in this stuff. I was like, oh, get out of here with that crap. I believe in it. I believe that there's a lot of conscious connection and subconscious connection and universal connection, especially when people are like-minded. Speaking of music, I wanted to share a song with you since it relates to what you have been pointing out to us in Morning Tea. It's called All I Knew by Papadosio. Papadosio. She wrote the lyrics out. She wrote the lyrics out. Now, I'm not going to sing the song because I'd get an automatic copyright violation. 808 is the drum sound used on most electronic music in the 80s. See, you guys know this stuff. I didn't know that. Right, Nerdy? I started believing it when I met you. Who wants me to read the lyrics? We'll read it sort of like a poem. And it's very interesting because she's right. These words are what we've been talking about in tea every day for the last few days, for a while. You want me to read them? I'm going to read it. I wasn't born with a violent heart. I didn't know what race was. I didn't need to kill anyone. All that I knew was love. I wasn't born with a jealous heart. I didn't know what I deserved, and I didn't need to own anything. All that I knew was love. I wasn't born with an ego. I didn't know what my name was. I didn't need to be anyone. All that I knew was love. We grow up and teach us the evils we've learned. People aren't evil. I'll take my turn. And someday the old way we'll laugh about. But for right now, we must somehow phase it out. From Sarah Bear and Papadosio. I didn't even know my name. I wasn't born with an ego. Remember what we were talking about? Being a baby? How babies are born? I don't care what you call them. They just want you to love them. They don't even care. They don't have any special names for you either. They just love you. All I Knew by Papadosio. That was really good, Sarah. Thank you. So let's be creative. I have about 10 minutes to be creative, and then we have to go to class. We have to go learn stuff. Well, we're going to learn stuff here anyways. Watch. I haven't done this one before. Wasn't that good, you guys? Did you guys like that? Thanks, Sarah, for us. Would you guys? That was really, especially she took the time to write that whole thing out. That was quite a nice email from Sarah. Don't forget, if you are out there, are you looking to help Streety find his t-shirt vendor? I wrote a note to myself to remind you guys, to remind yourselves, to look around, see what we can do to help Streety find a veteran, USA-made, veteran-owned, USA-made t-shirt company. Because he's on a mission. Okay? Good job, Sam. Thank you. So stay on that. Once you guys find some information, shoot it to Streety or me. Let's do this. Give me a number. Give me a number between 1 and 50. You guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. 1 and 50. You can put up to 3 of them on your line at one time. You can put up to 3 on a line at one time. You know the drill. I'm going to be giving this guy away. Let's give this fellow away. First one of the day, we're going to give this chip. Shroom chip. We're going to give this shroom chip away. Okay? I'm looking for, you can put up to 3 numbers on a line at one time. And we're going to shoot you a shroom chip. Okay, I still don't see the number. Okay? Shroom chip coming. It looks like an ear, sort of, doesn't it? What's the number? I still haven't seen it on my screen. Give me a number. We want to get this shroom chip sent to somebody. What is the number? Give me a number. Green killer, green killer, green killer, green killer, green killer. Green killer said 20. The answer was 20. Greenie? There's a lot of greens here. Green killer, let's take a look at this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Greenie, green killer. The scale that has seen everything. I'm not even embarrassed about this scale anymore. I was going to use like a brand new one just for the show, and then I decided I'm not going to be embarrassed about this one. So we're going to send you a 2.3. We're going to send you a 2.3. You know what, Greenie? I'm going to add 10 microcaps to this. 10 microcaps. So I'm making myself a note to expect your address. Green killer. And get himself a shroom chip and 10 caps. Okay? Alrighty then. Don't hate the scale. Don't be a scale hater. I'm not. I really like that scale. Clearly, nobody's ever used a scale more. Clearly. I just image. I'm just worried about, oh, what are they going to say? Look at Pop's ugly scale. I don't care anymore. Very much. I'm using it anyways. Okay? I found in one of my books a neat section about the weird patents that have been applied for. Anybody want, we're going to do a couple of rando weird patents for the next 7 or 8 minutes. Aaron, you still like your scale too? That scale has served me well. Weird patents. What the heck are they out? This is why I like this, because it's creative. These were some creative people. Let me tell you, if you thought Pop selling window pane in the Coliseum was creative, no, that was a con, okay? Weird patents. 1982, an anti-eating mask. The contraption prevented the wearer from eating solid foods. It's designed for weight loss. A banana protective device. It's a plastic banana-shaped case that you put your banana in to ensure that it won't be squished. That one couldn't work. It can't. I mean, every banana is not shaped the same. Gerbil shirt. Take it easy. 1998. A shirt with tubes for gerbils to run through. Okay? The inventor claimed it provided constant rodent companionship. Might not be comfy for the gerbil. What? I'm wearing tubes. What? I'm only sold 3 of them. Hypergravitation personal helmet. Hypergravitation personal helmet. Okay? Proposed a heavy helmet to increase gravity on the head for exercise. Probably the world's worst headache in a hat. Is weight on your head. That's a gravitational personal helmet. They got a patent for it. 2004. Okay. Wait. Does anybody else want to read? Should I read a couple more? Should I read a couple more of these? There's a few more on this list. But I'm only if you're interested. Okay, this is close to as good as a rando facto. All right. What the heck? How would you like to work at the patent office, Kim? Well, you open up this application, a kissing shield, a portable barrier with a hole for lips, supposedly sanitary kissing while reducing germ spread. What? Yeah, good. Give me a kiss, honey. Let's make out. Okay. I know, isn't that true, Kim? Portable pet toilet. We got a portable pet toilet. Essentially a box with artificial grass. Some fold it like a suitcase. Admittedly helpful, but basically it's a mini lawn for your dog to use. That I've seen. I've seen that. I can go with that one in a way. That one works. How about this one? A spider removal device. A spider removal device. Okay? If you have arachnophobia like I do, I hate spiders. If you don't want to touch it, it's a suction wand with a gentle clamp. Great for moving spiders without smushing them. Pick it up. Oh, God. Oh, how many spiders have been in your tube? Okay. A burping container. Burping container. A Tupperware-like design that makes a burp sound when sealed. Intentionally. Because the regular Tupperware burps weren't enough. This makes a loud-ass burp. Okay. I'm sealed. I like ice cream. I really do. I like ice cream cones. We talked about it the other day. We said ice cream cones average 50 licks. No way. I averaged 7. 7 licks, cone, done. But in 1999, that wasn't good enough. Nope. In 1999, a guy came along. He got himself a patent for a battery-powered cone. Battery-powered cone that rotates the ice cream for you. So your tongue stays in one spot. Okay, now, is that lazy or is that genius? Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that lazy or is that pure genius? I don't know yet. Okay. We're going to do one or two more because these are cracking me up. I don't know. You guys have got to be dying. Okay. Every one of these is stupid. Except this one. Wait for this one. Do you have a Barbie doll that you're particularly fond of? Or any other doll, ladies? Guys, too. Do you have a doll you're particularly fond of? And has a relative passed away recently? Well, if so, you can use a doll urn, a patent for storing ashes in a life-sized doll. Life-sized doll. Is this creepy or comforting? When the patent was applied for, he called it a huggable memorial. Oh, God. What the? Life-sized doll with just pour mom's ashes into it. Okay. Okay, that's crazy, Aaron. All right, we're going to do 2 more, 3 more, 4 more. That's it. I'm dying over here. These are some inventions that flopped. These didn't go. Those patents were applied for. I don't know if they ever sold too many of any of them. Maybe the dog lawn thing, but that was it. Ford Edsel. That Edsel car, Ford spent $250 million on the car of the future. They lasted less than 2 years, 27 months production. Huge mess. Coca-Cola, remember when they changed its name? How long did Coca-Cola's new name last? Its new formula, I should say, its formula. 79 days. And then they had to bring back Coca-Cola as Coke Classic. I hated that new one. That new one was a... Okay, we're going to end on this one. We're going to end on this one. In 1960, I was only 2, so I don't really remember it. In 1960, they had a brilliant idea. They wanted to increase your theater-going experience. They've been looking to do that for generations, right? Every generation comes up with now we IMAX and all of that, right? In 1960, guess what they decided to do? Smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision. It released scents during the film. Timing issues caused random smell bursts. Audiences found it nauseating and not immersive. Smell bursts. You imagine you're sitting there watching a movie and all of a sudden you can smell the turkey dinner? I'm glad it didn't catch on. Can you imagine that? How crazy. A smell-o-vision. They thought for a while, yeah, we'll smell what we're seeing up there. Remember scratch and smells? Do you remember scratch and smells? I remember that. Scratch and smells. That was really a cool thing there for a while. Anyways, give me 5 people that liked hearing about weird inventions and patents today. I thought it was a neat sidestep from Rando Factos. We're just looking at the human mind and the funny, weird stuff that we create. And, you know, I have to appreciate anybody that puts in a patent application. You know, it's a process. So I thought that was pretty fun. Thank you, guys. Thank you for replying. Medicine of mushrooms. We're going to cover this for about 20 minutes, do 2 giveaways, and finish a reading that we started yesterday. What the heck are those beta-D glucans that we keep talking about as being beneficial from mushrooms to us? What are they? If any generalization can be made about medicinal mushrooms, it's that they enhance the body's ability to defend against many forms of diseases, such as autoimmune disorders, viruses, and various types of cancer. Interestingly, these properties are not so much attributed to enzymes or other chemicals that the fungi release, but to sugars that are predominantly in their cell wall. These sugars work by stimulating the production of various T cells, B cells, NK cells, or megakaryocytes, macrophages, essentially kickstarting our immune system. Thus, the sugars do not directly destroy cancer cells or other infections per se, but rather they activate the body's innate healing and defense response. I was reading about the human immune system. And to kind of meld these two together, the human immune system, or basic immune systems, including the humans, are really made up of two type of things. There's the innate immune system, which provides a pre-configured response. Nothing we can do about it. That's going to be how our body's going to respond. And then there's the adaptive immune system. That's the one that we can impact by our lifestyle and the foods that we eat. So we have a basic immune system and we have an adaptive immune system. One of the things that'll help you with your adaptive immune system, this isn't a joke. Remember when we said count to 5 when we drop the hot dog before you eat it? I'm not saying eat unwashed foods by any means. But you know what? Just a tiny little bit of germs in is not hurting us in certain situations and times. As a matter of fact, that's one of the ways that we help our adaptive immune system. Of course, we have to watch that, and that's a very generalized statement, but it's almost as if you're Howard Hughes, and Howard Hughes had that whole germ immune issues. The cleaner he kept himself, the more sterilized he kept himself, actually the more available he was to be inoculated by something. It's the same thing as when we sterilize our grain. So nature gives us the right balance. When we put our little brains into the thing, we can kind of mess up the balance. And then we turn into weirdos. The non-specific action can support some or all of the body's major systems, including hormonal, nervous, regulatory, and reproductive systems, depending on the species. They are also non-toxic and place no stress on the body. These edible mushroom that we talk about. All told, these sugars are an excellent general tonic, especially for people whose immune system has been compromised. You have a compromised immune system, this is the one that will elevate the things in us that are already there, used to fight that. Structurally, medicinal fungal sugars are rather large and complex, whereas common table sugar, sucrose, is a disaccharide composed of glucose and fructose, with a molecular weight of 342. The sugars in mushrooms are long chains of D-glucose sugars that can achieve a molecular weight of 1.5 to 2 million, 30 to 45 times heavier than plant sugars. Fungal sugars, 30 to 45 times higher in weight, molecular weight, than plant sugars. These fungal polysaccharides are not bonded together like chain links, as with cellulose, but instead they're connected between their first and third carbon atoms in the D-glucose ring. It's a bonding pattern that results in the sugars forming a right-winding triple helix with a sense and a pitch strikingly similar to DNA. In some of these, the beta-D-glucans, short side of branches of sugars, may also be attached to the sixth carbon in the glucose monomers of the spiral backbone, giving the whole structure a comb-like appearance. These side chains seem to be randomly dispersed and are of different sizes, providing for the thousands of creations of potential sugars. This structural complexity and variability is what allows sugars to produce a range of effects in the body, as each sugar provides a high capacity for carrying biological information. Because they're so complex, and they're a triple helix. They're not just a disaccharide, just two molecules. They're this complex helix. And because of their complexity, they have opportunities to do a lot more things for us. In general, there is normally a higher amount and diversity of polysaccharides found in the fruit bodies of the mushrooms, as opposed to the mycelium. The fruit bodies are composed of a mix of galactose, glucose, mannose, and fucose units, while the polysaccharides from mycelia are mainly protein-containing glucans. So the mycelia is giving us a much simpler polysaccharide and less overall actual benefits. Okay? Each fungal species tends to host its own unique blend of these species, with some carrying particularly potent forms or combinations that give them a very high medicinal quality. As the cell wall of each hyphae may be comprised with as much as 90% of these sugars. In a sense, nearly the entire fungal mass should be considered as pure, potent medicine. Two of the best studied fungal glucans are lentinin, which is produced by shiitake, and schizophyllan, which is produced by the split gill mushroom. Most of these sugars seem to be T-cell oriented immunopotentiators, help stimulate growth in our T cells, that the increased helper T cells and macrophage produce. These two sugars, along with griffelin from maitake, have chemical structures that may be identical. However, they are referred to by different names sometimes. This is really neat. It'd be neat if we had a board and we could look at some of these helix patterns. Because I went and looked at them. I should have saved some pictures. Regular sugar, plant sugar, fungal sugar. Some polysaccharides bind to form a polysaccharide protein complex called glycoprotein. Crustin, which is produced by turkey tail, is a notable and well-studied example of fungal medicine. Crustin, which is one of the polysaccharide Ks. So that's where we're getting that. To extract these medicines from mushrooms or mycelium, this is the part you guys are interested in. Okay, thanks, Pops. How do we get it out of there? I can't. That would be my question. To extract these medicines from mushrooms or mycelium, the chitin bond in the cell wall must first be broken, enabling the sugars or glycoproteins to be released from the wall matrix. Typically and traditionally, this is accomplished by applying hot water to the fungus in the form of a tea or soup. That's what's breaking down the chitin cells. However, the medicinal sugars that mushrooms produce are not confined to their tissue. They can also be exuded into the substrate of the fungus, whether that be solid or liquid culture. They can also, indeed, many of the most potent potential mushroom extracts are simply concentrated forms of a liquid-based mycelium and a preparation of pure mycelium that was grown in liquid. You go to some of these places, they have 500-gallon vats of liquid culture colonizing away. They run it through a screen, get rid of the water, but they really don't get rid of the water. They'll reuse that water in another batch, and then they're left with goobs and gobs of liquid mycelium that they take and freeze dry. And after freeze drying it, they grind it and encapsulate it. That's the big process. They look like breweries. These preparations, commonly crafted in China, are largely absent from Western fungal extracts. Some plant crops, such as oats and wheat, also produce medicinal beta-glucans. However, these sugars have largely been bred out of plants as they interfere with the processing of many food products. Thanks, Monsanto and others. Yeah, we'll breed the good stuff out of the plant. It's pretty ridiculous. Terpenoids are some of the oldest medications. To cure the common cold, people have been inhaling the fresh resin of pine trees and eucalyptus leaves for hundreds of years. Pine tree resin and eucalyptus leaves both contain terpenoids. Excuse me. Some of you guys are very comfortable with the terpenoids, especially you weed growers. I'm going to read this a little bit, and then we'll be done with this for today. Terpenoids. The heck is a terpenoid? Along with beta-glucans, the other major category of medicinal compounds in fungi are the terpenoids. Whereas beta-glucans are essentially universal to all fungal cell walls, the terpenoid content of different mushroom species can vary widely in form and concentration. The terps, they make up their mind which species they want to hang around with, and they like some species more than others. In general, fungal terpenoids are anti-inflammatory and can help calm an overactive immune system, such as an allergic reaction. Allergic reaction, terpenoids from mushrooms calms down that overimmune reaction that turns into an allergic reaction, while not suppressing the immune system from performing its job protecting the body. In essence, terpenoids help bring the body closer to homeostasis in times of stress and fatigue, balance. The terpenoids get us back to a normal human immune system balance, while also helping fight the disease and prevent inflammation in our body. As opposed to the water-soluble sugars of fungi, terps are comprised of 5-carbon isoprene units that make them hydrophobic, which means non-soluble in water. And thus, the best extract using a hydrophobic solvent is something like drinking alcohol. So when we're doing our extracts, and we're doing a water-only extract, we're probably not getting the terpenoids. The terpenoids that we're going to really get are when we're getting an alcohol-based extract. That's pulling those out. This is one of the reasons we do double extracts. The alcohol will pull out the terpenoids, and the water, the second extract part, will pull out the beta-glucans. So now you end up with that tincture with the best of both worlds. The medicinal terpenes that fungi produce typically fall into 3 groups. We have 3 groups, and then we're done. You have the volatile monoterpenes, There's very little research into the medicinal properties of fungal essential oils. I was reading about this just in newsletter, the Tricycle newsletter this week. Mushroom oils getting big, getting big. But you got to really watch it because you really don't know who's creating it, what the dosages is, and stuff like that. But there's a mushroom oil that's being produced, especially over in Europe right now, and people are really signing on to this product. I'm interested in seeing it and figuring out how all of that works. There's the second group, the diterpenes. A small number of fungal diterpenoids have been studied for their medicinal properties. Some are antimicrobial, others are anti-tumor, and some can inhibit the synthesis of squalene synthase and stimulate your opioid receptors. You're getting a little bit of what you would get from the opioids. Fungal diterpenoids come with one of several carbon skeletons. The aracinines are notable for their ability to induce the production of nerve growth factor, which can help in the treatment of dementia or other disorders of the nervous system. This is starting to create the synapses firing off back and forth. This is where they talk about neural growth. The diterpenes. And then we have the final group, the non-volatile tryptanoids and sterols. The triterpenoids are the most active and well-researched terpenes that fungi produce. Reishi and artist conch produce at least 100 different triterpenoids between their fruiting bodies and their mycelia. Other examples include the anti-inflammatory polyporenic acids produced by birch polypore and red-belted conch. We'll cover a few more things next week. We'll go into some of these, a little bit deeper into some of these, the actual mushrooms that are going to help us. But I get fascinated by this stuff. So much to learn. So much to learn. I mean, it made me go start studying the human immune system. What is it normally? And now how is the mushrooms impacting it and making a difference? I wish I had paid more attention in biology class. I was too busy playing rugby. Let's do a giveaway. The book that I'm reading is Radical Mycology, Sam. Let's do a giveaway. How much does this weigh? How much does this weigh? First 3 people to get within 3/10. The first 3 people to get within 3/10. Wait. I don't even, wait. All right, I'm going to have to go backwards. First 3 people to get within 3/10. Wait. Okay. I'm going to have to go backwards. You guys are too fast for me. Okay. Okay, I've got my first 3. I'll tell you who they are. Let me show you what the answer is. $4.7, we're calling it. 4.7. And the first 3 that I saw on my screen First three I saw on my screen were number 1, Marcus. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius. Number 2, Mellow. Number 2 is Mellow. Mellow. And number 3 was B. Hendrix. B. Hendrix. Whoops. Number 3, B. Hendrix. B. Hendrix. Good job. B. Hendrix, good job, good job, good job, good job. So I'm writing your name down here, that you're going to send me your address, and I'm going to send you a 4.7 spot. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Wait. Okay. All right. So, let's do it again. Now, if you guys had, in the last couple of days, you got to spin, for example, these fellas right here, Marcus and Mello, maybe let everybody else have a first shot, okay? And even yesterday, I have the names written down. Sarah Bear, Vegas, HB, Mr. Phillips, and Glassic. Everybody, all of you guys got a spin shot. Let's give everybody a spin shot if we can. And then if nobody comes up with some numbers, then we'll get back to it. Okay? So I'm just looking for everybody to get a win. That's all. That's all. Marcus would have given it away anyways. Here's what we're doing this one. All right. Go. First 3 people to get within 3/10 one way or the other. And then if nobody gets close enough, we'll run it again. But just give me one answer. Anyone else answering? Anybody else ready to give me their one answer? So far, I only have 2 names that are close. Looking to get a third. Go ahead and give me another number, everybody. First person, give me another number that you didn't give. Go ahead and give me one more number. A number that you didn't give last time. I'm looking for one more player. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Here's the answer. There's your answer. Little quarter ouncer. Little quarter ouncer, right? The 3 spin to winners on this one. The 3 spin to winners on this one are going to be Rodman. Rodman's number 1. Fred Hinkle. Fred Hinkle is number 2. And Billy D. Billy D, you're number 3. Billy D. So here we go. Number 2, Freddie the Hinkster. Freddie the Hinkster. You got it, Fred. Okay? It's going to be fun to send you one. You're a nice guy. Fred, send me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net. That's a website. You scroll to the bottom. there's a place to reach out and send me an email. And in that email, send me your address. And we'll get that hinky little fella sent off to you. So thank you everybody for playing. We'll do some more games like that next week or other games. I'm going to get back to true false. I found a neat true false list. Let's finish our reading. As we left our heroes yesterday, they were standing on a cliff looking over the ocean. And the girl was talking about her husband and the challenges that she's having because he isn't meeting her expectations. And her friend is talking to her and walking her through a new way to look at things. So we're back on top of we're back up there with our two heroes. Okay? By the way, I see it here. I'm not ignoring you. Mushmouth, happy birthday. I keep seeing it flash by and I didn't get a chance to say it. Happy birthday, young man. So, how would love look if it was truly unconditional? The way it was intended. Let me be clear. To love unconditionally doesn't necessarily mean to stay in a relationship that's unfulfilling. That we betray who we are and our authentic needs in order to keep other people happy. 17 years I was in that situation, betraying who I was to keep everybody around me happy and worried about what I looked like because I had taken this marriage vow. Oh, I can't break a vow. I could be miserable though. Solidly miserable in a personal, intimate life. I didn't want the congregation to think I was a loser. He gets divorced. I didn't want my parents. I didn't want my friends. When I went to get the divorce and I called my mom, she'd never said one negative thing. Never said one negative thing about my ex-wife, ever. Because my mom wasn't like that. And I thought I was going to be breaking my mom's heart. I got to do it, Mom. You know what my mom's reply was? Oh, I'm glad. All I want is for you to be happy, and you have not been happy. I've been scared for 5 years to break it off because I don't know what everyone's going to think about me. They were thinking you're being really dumb. You stuck it out another 5 years, you idiot. Just so you could be miserable? Just because you were worried about whatever the people would think about you? Well, I knew, she goes, later on, because she doesn't really gossip, later on I found out she never really liked the lady. They were never close. She was like, I gotta be honest, I never really saw you with her. Why didn't you tell me that on day one, not like 17 years later? We don't stay in relationships that aren't fulfilling. It's to please other people. You don't stay in relationships that are physically, mentally, or emotionally abusive. Mine wasn't any of those three. Mine was completely neutral. It was like being married to your sister. Completely no intimacy. Either side. I wasn't being intimate either. I'm not blaming her. The relationship was non-intimate. Non-fulfilling for both parties. Neither party willing to pull the plug. So we'll just stay miserable. To love unconditionally is to accept the other person how they are. You don't require them to be different to love them. Love is then no longer a transaction, but a choice. That may mean how they're acting doesn't necessarily work for you. And you might need to step away It may mean that you have to break up with them or spend less time with them or go get some space. Yeah, never we do that. We stay in situations for other people and we're losing our love for ourselves. But that doesn't mean that loving has to stop. You can still love them. Nothing they do has the power to sway your love. I turned away from the beautiful view as we continued our hike. One of the reasons my father and I weren't close for many years is that I wanted him to be different. I was caught up in my belief system. He doesn't call me. He doesn't make any effort. I'm not important to him. A relationship is a two-way street. And I can't always be the one making all the efforts. My friend nodded her head. She could relate to those feelings. But once my mother died, I realized that I could stay in my righteous position and end up never having a relationship with my father, or I could just let go and surrender to the fact that I do love him and actually just love him. I asked myself, what would it be like to love my father without conditions? Love him without requirements. Love him without needing him to be different than he is today. I had this epiphany. If I love him, why not just love him? I shared yesterday, it was very deep. And it was like I walked away with a few tears. That was me with Brock. Requirements on him. I want you to make money. I want you to have a job. I want you to do this. I want you to be in school. I want you to do this. I want you. You know what, Pops? I'm doing good just getting by. I removed all of those things. I had an epiphany. I said, I'd rather just be with my boy. And we'll figure it out. Maybe he'll grow by example. Maybe just being in proximity to each other, I'll grow. I'm certainly growing by changing. Not being almost emotionally abusive. Not on purpose, but by expectations. Our expectations on our people that we put on people become so heavy they don't want to be around us. We poison them. We don't need to do that. We need to ask them who they are and love them that way. That makes us whole. Right, Bill? That's what happens. I looked over at my friend with tears in my eyes. I wanted her to realize how much freedom we truly have to love others exactly as they are. But you have to be more committed to loving them than to being right. I always wanted to be the right guy. I am happy to say that I chose love. I chose to love my father exactly as he is. And doing this transformed our relationship. The fact is, my father isn't going to change. He's 84 years old, and he doesn't need to change. I realized that it doesn't matter if he calls or he doesn't call. If I stayed hooked into that idea that I'm right, then I'll never have a relationship with him, and I would miss out. So I just surrendered it all. Surrendered the expectation for him to be different. Surrendered that expectation. Surrender the idea that he's wrong. Surrender the pattern of holding back my love until he acted the way I wanted him to act. I did that. I want to see your college transcripts. I love you more when you have A's. surrender the pattern of holding back my love until he acted the way I wanted him to act. I just surrendered and I loved him. And now I call him every day. And now the Rugrat lives with me. And he can for you too. People say love hurts. But it isn't love that hurts. It's the limited expectations we place on love that cause hurt. If I love you, you have to get it back to me. And then when you don't, I experience pain. If you love me, you need to love me the way I wasn't loved. And you need to make up for all of the ways I wasn't loved growing up. That's not love. That's a transaction. To love unconditionally is what you were made for. Remember, we're little babies? But in order to love unconditionally, the key is going to be this. You have to understand that if you love and spend your love unconditionally, some people are afraid they won't have enough. It's the exact opposite. The key is to realize you have no shortage. There is no famine. There is no drought. There is no bankruptcy. We have an unlimited supply of love within us. Every time you make a withdrawal, this is cute. Every time you make a withdrawal of your love, go spend it on someone, your balance doesn't deplete. It actually grows because you left room for more loving to grow. Every time we do a withdrawal, we make our bank bigger. I have more to spend. You will not lose anything if you love fully. It is time to surrender that scarcity mindset that makes you hold back love and embrace the abundance of love within you. And I'm putting this to practical application in my life. I really am. It's beautiful to be able to sit here and tell you guys. It is. I got to be proud of myself. I got to be proud of the kid. He doesn't have expectations of me. He doesn't come around and say, Pops, I wish you wouldn't do this and wouldn't do that. None. It was always the other way around. What made me think I was perfect? And that I wasn't able to tell him how to be more perfect? What makes me think? My ego. My ego did that. When I'm killing my ego, he doesn't have to impress everybody to make me feel better. You know when I feel the best? And when he's just him and everybody likes him that way. And we found this out. You do. We find that out. The oddest, weirdest, strangest ducks of us all. We like you just the way you are. Go have a beautiful, I guess it's a weekend already, huh? Go have a beautiful weekend and practice. Practice those 4 agreements that we work on and practice opening up our vessel of love. You know, it's a beautiful thing. You grow so much, everything grows around you. Everything grows around us. It's the same thing with the shrooms. Same thing. We got to give them away. Running out of room. They keep coming. They keep coming. Because we're growing them for the right reason. Growing them for the right reason. You guys go have a beautiful weekend. I love you, all of my friends here. All of our pals. HB and Herbs. And Mushmouth, happy birthday, my good friend. Colin and Justin, okay. Thank you. Mello And Paige, thank you. And Billy D and Colin. And Mushmouth. And HB and Herbs. And Billy D. And Kimberly, you're one of my favorite oddities. Sarah Bear. Excuse me, Jesus Christ in Australia. Jesus and Nerdy, thank you, Super Fam. Sarah and Sue Littlemeyer, you have a beautiful weekend. Free for you too. Lynette, I'm glad you're here. Rodman and B. Hendricks. And Summer Wheat. Hi, Summer. Laura, have a divine weekend. Marcus, there's my guy. Trent and Sam and Justin and Cleany. Cleany, love that guy. Turpentine City. Mellow Jolie. Hi, Jolie. Jesus Christ. Anthony T, the pig man. Mushmouth. Uncle Polly. I like that guy. Exception is exceptional. Jesus Christ. EMT Greeny. Kimberly B. Fleeky. Nipper and Mr. Phillips and Michael Sean T. Herd, not horde. I like you. Derek and Lo-Fi, I'm glad you were here. Higgs and Glassic and Pidgey Page and Cleany and Cat Meow Zilla. B. Hendricks and Cleany. Ditto, Cleany. Have a great weekend. Guys, reach out to Pops if you need anything. You've got his number. You got his email. Hey, peace and light. Peace and light.